Dreams are still considered one of the most mysterious phenomenons of human nature. Most people believe dreams have significant meaning and lead to insight. A 2009 study conducted by Harvard psychologist Michael Norden revealed 67% of participants felt like dreams influence both their social relations and decision making. Other people believe dreams occur randomly and are useless. Currently, there are 4 leading theories that compose our understandings of dreams and the effects they have on us. The first theory is dreams as unconscious wishes. This was introduced by Sigmund Freud, who is the founder of psychoanalysis and is often referred to as the father of psychology. In his book, The Interpretation of Dreams, published in 1913, he emphasized how dreams provide insight into desires, motives, and conflicts of which we are unaware, and that every dream is meaningful and symbolic. He says in order to understand dreams, we must compare the manifest content, which is the aspects we experience and remember, versus the latent content, which is the unconscious wishes and thoughts being expressed. The next theory is dreams as efforts to deal with problems. In this theory, the symbols and metaphors convey their meaning instead of disguising it. In an academic journal, The Atlantic Monthly, psychologist Gail Delaney was treating a patient who described their dream as she was underwater with her son on her back, and her son's head was just above the water, and she was expecting her husband to take a picture of them, but for some reason he wouldn't. And to Delaney, this was really clear that the woman felt like she was drowning under the responsibility of childcare, and her husband wasn't getting the picture. The problem-solving approach is also supported by a study published in the journal Nature in 2004. Neuroscientist Jan Bohr described the following experiment. Students were given a tedious task of transferring a list of number strings into a new list of number strings using a painstaking set of algorithms. However, there was an elegant shortcut found by noticing subtle links between the different number sets. Less than 25% of the people found the shortcut, even when given several hours to mull over the task. However, when people were allowed to sleep in between the experimental trials, 59% were in the shortcut. Bohr argues that deep sleep and dreaming set the stage for emergence of insight by allowing us to mentally represent old ideas in new ways. The next theory is dreaming as thinking. This is really similar to the problem-focused approach, except for the cognitive approach makes no claim of problem-solving during sleep. In this model, dreaming is simply a modification of cognitive activity that happens when you're awake. Parts of the cerebral cortex involved in perceptual and cognitive processing are highly active, both conscious. This model also supports the fact that dreams mature as we do. Folks, the author of Children's Dreaming and the Development of Consciousness, states that young children may experience images during sleep, but the cognitive limitations prevent them from having an actual narrative until about age 7 or 8. And he argues that this late development of complex dreaming suggests an equally late development of waking reflective self-awareness. And then the last theory is dreams interpreted as brain activity. This is called activation synthesis theory and is the neurobiological explanation of dreams. Harvard psychiatrists J. Allen Hobson and Robert McCarley first proposed their theory in 1977 in the American Journal of Psychiatry. They support that dreams are the results of neurons randomly firing while the cortex attempts to interpret the information coherently. For example, if a neuron fires in the part of the brain that handles balance, the cortex might manufacture a dream about falling. The spontaneous firings of neurons explain the randomness of dreams. How random signals are synthesized with existing knowledge is explained by how our mind is bent on finding meaning or creating it when it's not there. So as it's really important to go through the support of the theories, it's also important to explore their limitations. So for dreams as unconscious wishes, many people agree that dreams are more than incoherent ramblings of the mind and can have deep psychological meaning, but many also agree that Freud's traditional psychoanalytic interpretations are a little too far-fetched, and there's no way to give an objective interpretation of dreams. But Freud's interpretations have remained really popular in books and on the internet, but there's a lack of empirical evidence in some of his specific claims. For dreams as a way to solve problems, skeptics doubt that people can actually resolve problems when they are asleep. In the Journal of Mind and Behavior, Mark LeGros states that there's a lack of reflexivity, which means like personal cause and effect, as well as intentionality within dreams, which undermines the claims that they can complement waking world problem solving. Many agree that dreams are simply giving expression to our problems, but there isn't a way to actually solve them during sleep, and most people just think about them once they awake and solve those problems. For the activation synthesis theory, not all dreams are as bizarre and disjointed as the theory predicts. Many dreams tell a coherent story, and this theory does not account well for the dreaming that happens outside of REM sleep. While the theory emphasizes brain mechanisms of dreaming, which is really important, many people do believe that dreams reflect personal goals and desires. And lastly, the cognitive approach is fairly new, so claims still have to be tested against neurological and cognitive evidence, but it is the leading theory currently because it incorporates many elements of other theories and fits what we know of waking cognitive function and development. No matter what theory you accept, it is important to note that our biased interpretations of our dreams may tell us more about ourselves than our dreams actually do. If you're someone who can remember their dreams, do what I do and keep a journal by your bedside and see what it leads to. It's a crazy world out there, but it's an even crazier world up here.